Sorry for the unsteady ride there. I decided to ride my bike instead of walking. But greetings anyway. Greetings to all. I'm just gonna take a ride around the neighborhood while I talk because sometime in our life we plan. We make plans and we go forward with our plans. There's some obstacles here and obstacles there, and then sometimes the obstacles cause us to get frustrated and want to stop. And when I say stop, I don't mean take a pause and then begin again. I'm talking about stop. Just say, you know what, I give up. No more. No mas. No mais. Anyway, there are other times when things go so smoothly that it seems like you're finishing the job that you planned to take a week in about 2 days. And that's actually how the world, the earth, and the universe really works. Every day is not 365 days. Some days are longer. The earth is not on a complete circle around, does not follow a complete circle around the sun. Sometimes, they say it's like 93 million miles from the sun. But sometime it might go out to 93.5 million. And then sometimes it might be 92.8. And the geographers and the astronomers and the other people, physicists, they don't think it's a good idea to explain this to people. Keeping people in a situation where they lack knowledge is something that the leaders of the planet, and I don't talk about your president, your prime minister, or your congressman, or your representative. Those are not the real leaders of the planet. They just listen to it. They get a plan, and how they follow it and the timetable that they follow it with is subjective. They might say, you got a year to do this, and so some people might do it right away because they got the popularity to do it. They can convince people that is a good idea to accept it quickly. It's like Trump came into office doing all these things, people were happy with, and now they're seeing, well, he lied. If you send away all the people who are picking our fruits, what do you think is going to happen to the price of the fruits? It's going to go up. And then after a while, we're not going to be getting fruits because there's nobody to pick them. Nevertheless, the situation we have, I told you, it's always coming back to Africa. Almost every video I told you is coming back to Africa. Now here's the situation. I want you to go watch a couple of videos. One, the number one video, first video watch. It said the title is Top Iran War Analyst Says the recolonization of Africa has begun. Now, you shouldn't be surprised about that. I've been telling you that for what, 5 years? Those of you who have been listening to me 5 years, been hearing that. From the time the war began, I said, look, the war is going to last about 3 years. It's lasting longer because America is not there and the Europeans are just shooting off. They're trying to, every once in a while, they will shoot off a drone or a missile and blow up a factory in Russia. And they're trying to keep the war going as long as possible because they think they're hurting Russia. And they think that at some point they will come up with a miracle weapon that's going to destroy Russia and they can take over the country that's called Russia. And break it up and divide it up between all the European, the Germans and the English and all that. That's what their plan is. But since that's not happening, they have to find another plan. Last video I told you that the Iran war is a cover that everybody's watching while something is going on in Africa. And this video I just gave you, the guy who made the video, who give you the information, his name is called Chico Unscripted. CHICO Unscripted. And the title of the video is Top Iran War Analyst Says the Recolonization of Africa has begun. It begun even before the Russians and Ukrainians and the Europeans, really, the EU, got into a fight. And then the second video I want you to look at, it says Macron breaks silence. Macron says, I am going to defend my interests. What is my interest? Africa is my interest. Africa is where I got everything I wanted for free, and you guys have interrupted that. It's costing me, my people in France and Europe. You will not be allowed to do this on my watch. The place where you can find the video is Official Survivor Media. The title of the video again, Macron breaks silence, shocks everyone. Now you shouldn't be shocked. So they are talking about the African. He's African. I know him. I watched his videos before. So he cannot be talking about people in the diaspora because we know that. We've been warning Africans about that. But when I say we, I'm not talking about the people on TikTok who are showing off their behind, and the people on all the other foolish channels that you go pay to see naked people and all that. That's those kind of people I don't talk to. That's why one of the reasons why I don't try to get subscribers. They belong over there. Those are the people who are going to be. I've told you before, watch the Mike. Denzel Washington made a movie called Book of Eli. Please watch it. And watch it over and over until you completely comprehend what it's saying. Because those same people you see, a woman will knock on your door saying, please help me, I'm hungry. The same people who are selling their behinds on TikTok and all the other, places. The same women who are complaining about men, they're going to knock on your door and say, sir, please, I'm starving, I'm hungry, can you help me? And if you decide to bring some food outside, By the time you open the door, a man's going to rush in your door. She was the bait. That's how she's going to make her living. No longer driving big cars from the money she got on TikTok. Just somebody feeding her like an animal when she knocks on your door, and they be able to knock down your door and steal what you have. That's the way it's going to end for them. I don't want them I don't want them as subscribers. I don't want them on my channel. The people who are going to rebuild after what happens, that's the people I'm looking for. But there's some parts of the video that I find really interesting, because it is like he around 13 timestamp 1330 and a little bit before, he gave some steps that are going to take place, which already are following the script. We are at now number 3, going into number 4. Number 4 is interruption of trade across the planet. America's already said, you know what, we're going to block the Straits of Hormuz. Nobody is going to get anything. They're already pirating oil tankers off the Straits of Hormuz and around the Mediterranean. You don't hear about the Mediterranean. You only hear about the Straits of Hormuz. You don't hear about other areas of the planet. They're already trying to block the Panama Canal, because they now control both ends of it. So you see, QE1, Queen Elizabeth, Sir Francis Drake, and all of those guys, what they used to call privateers, it's back. That's how Britain became such a powerful nation. Those pirates brought home the loot. And then they settled on a couple of things that really made money. Slavery, selling Africans, sugar, cotton, and then drugs, and then oil. And now we are back into all 4 now. Selling people. That's big now. If they arrest the person who trafficked 1, 2, 3, 10 people, but the people who traffic thousands, like, you see what happened in what they call the Middle East? Thousands, millions of people moved from the Middle East into Europe so they can harvest the DNA. When they say harvest the DNA, they didn't kill the people and steal their blood. They just bring them into Europe, mixed with them while they were working in the jobs that kind of slavery, to rebuild the European DNA and have people to work the factories. Nevertheless, but number 7, it says society, a breakdown in African society. And right now you see it in South Africa. South African, the Israelis went into South Africa and started training the Caucasian in South Africa to fight a war against the South African government, to separate themselves and gain territory that they only can live in. Now they are bringing to South Africa a war between Nigerians, Mozambicans, and all the other people Africans who came to South Africa. They have blacks in South Africa who are now fighting against and killing these people. There's a war going on between Kenyans Nigeria is in a mess. Protests is breaking out in Gambia and Senegal. The two leaders are fighting each other. Mozambique, you got the terrorist organization moving in. That those are people. Those are Muslims from North Africa now, going to Mozambique, saying they want to turn it into a Muslim state. Can you imagine that? The same thing that they're trying to do at AES, that the second video is dealing with. Macron says he got caught. Him, the Germans, the equipment they brought in, German equipment. The French and Italians are training them. Israelis too, Ukrainians, and the financial UAE. Turkey. Algeria is involved by setting up the training camps on their territory. So you see, the Arab nations are involved in this thing. They were the ones who, using the Muslim religion, captured Africans, started a war in Africa, captured them, sold them to the British. Not Africans were involved, but the Muslims who thought the Africans, their, hatred of each other. Well, I shouldn't say that because there's a natural thing and part of that too. This tribal thing that's what the Muslims preyed on, and that's what the British preyed on, and that's what the Americans and the EU is preying on now. This tribal thing where they're coming back in and dividing one country against another, one tribe against another, one leader against another, and that. But that's the way it is. They are in Africa again. We are at stage 4 now. When stage 5 arrives, there's going to be hell to pay in Africa. And if you then follow the script, and instead of buying a condo in Banjul or Nairobi or, I don't know, the capital of Nigeria, Abuja, and then show off, this is the way I live. If you come to Africa, you can live like me. And you don't grow any food, you don't make anything. Guess what's going to happen at stage 7? When the African knock on your door and says, we heard you got money. And you can't go out in the yard and say, look, I don't have money, but I got some food that I can give you. Or I got some land. I will give you some food today, and you help me plant, and we all can live on this land. If you can't do that, guess what's going to happen to you? Me, I hope you're not doing this because I said so. Check it for yourself. See whether I am telling you the facts or if I'm lying to you. If you think that I'm lying to you, come back and say, hey, you're wrong. JD, you told me this and you were incorrect. Anyway, see, I was slowly pulling myself back from this because I thought, I told myself, you know what? I've given everybody all the information that they need, and they should be able to handle it themselves. But this one, it came right out. The guy came right out. This Caucasian guy, American, and he's telling you exactly what's going to happen to Africa. Every once in a while, somebody's going to come out and say it. You know why? Because they know that Africans aren't listening to this. You got women in Africa now who are into the feminist thing. We don't need a man. Okay, no problem. Have a great day. So when I walk by you and I see you sitting on the side of the street with your children, you got rid of the man and now you ask, I'm not going to give you. Those of you who are going to tell me I'm hard-hearted, go right ahead. You see what's happening in America and Europe. Those I don't want to listen to some of them talking about now. How, especially in New York City, I was watching when the snow was falling. How many of them came out with their cameras and said, I shouldn't be doing this. They're out there 3 or 4 hours shoveling snow. Their car can't start and there's nobody in the house to help them. Florida, up around Disney, in Kissimmee, all the hotels are filled with women and children. They got kicked out of the house. Some of them lost their houses, their jobs, and now 6, 7 people, grandma, granddaughter, great grandma, and 6 children living inside one hotel room. No men around. It's coming. And like I said, sometimes it might feel like it is taking so long to happen. That job is taking so long, and then one day it just speed up. All those people who live in hotels now who don't have a place to live except for that one hotel room, they all join into, maybe one person is making the money who pay for that hotel room. They were struggling before, but we're okay. So and they brag about it, made videos about it. See, I don't need this. I don't need a man. I don't need anybody. But then one day, everything just sped up. Things ended quickly. And there they are. Don't get caught in that position. To the Africans, I'm telling you people, my brothers and sisters, do not fall for the bait and switch. You better begin to build. It takes 6 months for you to start growing your own crops. 3 years from now, have a great day wherever you are. Peace.